Hello shell buddies, welcome back to the channel. Got my orange and red on today to let you know that these are the conditions out at the beaches today. You don't want anything to do with it. But that being said, with a storm coming, the shells will be too. So yeah, storms sort of get my schedule messed up a little bit, but I think it's important to talk about what's going on and let you guys know what's going on, especially since it's right before Christmas and we have a lot of people coming to this area for the holidays. All right, today is Saturday, December the 16th, and we spent all day yesterday having huge winds. And actually most of Thursday we had some pretty good wind too. So a bunch of people have been going shelling and saying they're sort of disappointed that there isn't a lot of stuff on the beaches. Well, I'm here to say, give it a second. It's going to change, and it's going to change rapidly today. We have a situation setting up where if this was October, November, we would be calling this a late breaker storm, like a hurricane. We have two fronts that are going to be colliding with each other. There's one moving through, it's about 9 o'clock in the morning right now, about 8:30 or so. It was moving through Louisiana. There's a low in the Gulf below where that is situated. There is another low past that is currently bringing Florida a bunch of rain. These two meet up today and will create a nor'easter for probably the Carolinas. It's going to be a Saturday, Sunday, Monday looking long thing for the other side of our coast. We're talking 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts we're expecting later today. We've had rain going on for a couple hours now already, and it's going to get a kick in the fanny when that other front marries up with it, and a bigger blob of rain is going to kind of explode, and it may bring some severe weather for some folks, maybe not necessarily right here where I'm at. Now, with a couple of days worth of offshore breezes, then an abrupt change to a north to south sort of direction with the wind, and very high surf, what this is going to do is bring in some shells. I would not necessarily go shelling on Saturday, and maybe not even Sunday though. And the reason for that is we have, with all of this wind and all of the bathtub effect that you get in the Gulf of Mexico from things like this, we're actually looking at coastal damage coming probably the next 48 hours. Maybe a little going into Monday as well, but they've sort of adjusted the timeline on that. And what appears it is going to be is it's going to be crap out there today and tomorrow, and probably not great boating conditions. I don't think you would want to be out there at all. It's raining and the wind is going to get really, really nasty here very shortly. You want to give this a day or so to settle, and then there will be shells all over the place. Right following Idalia, remember that we couldn't even get out to the barrier islands following that storm. Not to say that what we're having happen right now is another Idalia for us. It's not quite as powerful. And that's probably thankfully because we are in December now and not in tropical hotter Gulf temperatures. Thankfully, because this would have turned into a big giant mess. So your target on going shelling and being able to find some stuff is after these extremely big tides happen and things kind of calm down. After that water starts receding a little bit, you will start finding things that you weren't expecting to find, things in higher places than you're expecting to find, maybe different places than you're expecting to find. But trust me when I say that this storm is definitely going to bring some shells to the Gulf Coast of Florida. So keep an eye on things as they're happening. If you're in the area, be really smart right now. I wouldn't go hitting the beaches anytime soon and trying to shell in the water is going to be impossible. When it gets this churned up, it's all full of silt and sand and foam and chop, and you can't see anything. Not only that, but there's a pretty stiff rip current going right now that can wash you off your feet quite easily. I recently went to Sand Key, if you'll recall, and I was talking with someone who got hit in the back of her legs when she wasn't expecting it by a very small wave that was only a foot high, and it pushed her off of her balance. So we're already been talking yesterday 5 to 7 footers in our stretch of the Gulf in Tampa Bay, so we're not going to have 1 foot waves. We're going to have a lot bigger waves. I am concerned for the fresh dune repairs at Paso Grill, Treasure Island, Sunset Beach, Some repairs have been made at Longboat Key as well. I'm not sure how they're going to fare. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the footage that we shot when we were out at Sunset Beach earlier this week. And I'm going to just show you what I'm talking about, why I'm a little concerned for their dune repair, making it right now with this approaching storm and impending damage. All right, now, they have done a tremendous amount of work here. These mangroves got hammered by the storm. They rebuilt this dune. You can see where the rebuilt dune has been carved all the way up through here. And then over here, which makes me sad, because they just planted those seagrasses, and look, that dune is collapsing, and the seagrasses they just planted can't hold it together. And unfortunately, this was just planted around the time that we were last here for the eclipse, and it is now the first full week of December. So in less than 2 months time frame, all of the work they did to rebuild this, it's been carved, and look, our dune grasses are getting washed out. The brand new ones they just planted right here, 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 and here. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and tuck this little guy's root ball in, but I really don't think he's gonna stay here. We have some rain coming this weekend. Maybe that'll help these grasses a little bit, but too much ocean battering and not enough time for this sand to have settled yet. So it's gonna be a struggle for a while getting Sunset straightened out. We were just at Sunset Beach earlier this week, and I posted a little report about that on Wednesday because all the wind and rain from Sunday had created some pretty good shelling conditions this week already. So I'm expecting that again for the beginning of the week, and we are approaching the point in the month when the moon is going to start getting back toward full. So the later we go with this, the bigger the tide swings will be, and we should be seeing some really great shelling conditions out there on Monday. I may try to go out and see beach conditions on Sunday without the expectation of shelling, more or less to assess damage if we can get to the barrier islands and if things aren't flooded. So that's all for now, shell buddies. Stay tuned and I'll let you know more as we see it happening. Be sharing some pretty good shell hauls with you very soon.